Alright, today we are ranking all 56 rooms in the Resident Evil Remake mansion. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into the list, starting with the worst room in the entire mansion, and maybe the worst room in the entire game, honestly. Coming in at number 56 is the Pillar Room. And I think you might agree with me here that this is the worst room in the entire mansion, and maybe even in the entire game. It's such an ugly, muted color. It's even worse than the OG Pillar Room. If you saw my previous video on the original game, then you know how much I already hate the Pillar Room. And they made it even worse in the remake. The wallpaper is so overwhelming and underwhelming at the same time. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, but it's just a bunch of shit on a wall, and yeah, it looks awful. And I don't know if you noticed the carpet when Jill takes a step, but it is super dusty. It's like, why are carpets even in this room? It should just be hardwood floor, right? There's no reason to have this kind of temporary carpet. It's like they're renovating this room right now. This is like the last room they made in the mansion. They're like, oh, we have all this extra wallpaper. What do you want to do with it? It's like, just throw it in the Pillar Room. Nobody cares about that. The lights in this room are horrible. Yeah, there's like one light back here that you can barely see. And then you come over here and the light's not even illuminated, right? But even though it's not illuminated, it somehow flickers on this light right here. It just doesn't make sense. This room just feels so hastily put together. There's just nothing special about it, even though Richard is kind of chilling here. I don't know, I just hate this room, and I think you probably do too. I never look forward to going in here, and, you know, I don't like running an errand for Richard, even to save his life. So to me, the Pillar Room is the worst room in the game at number 56. And coming in at number 55 is the Mirror Room, and this room is just a whole lot of nothing. The mirror is just here to make the room look bigger, and you can't even see what's underneath these curtains here. And I really don't know what to say about this room that I haven't said already in the previous video. It's just so boring and bland. There's really nothing to do here. The lighting is underwhelming. The mirror is just a waste of time. I don't know why they don't have the mirror just in the wardrobe itself. Like, you don't need an extra room just to have a mirror. How vain is Oswald Spencer, really? I don't like the carpet at all. There's just nothing to write home about. It has a little pattern on the middle. It looks like a carpet you would actually see in real life, and I don't like that. I want it to be special. I don't know, just gonna have some kind of horror motif or something to scare me, but it's just a lot of nothing. Yeah, there's no door here. Don't mind that. It's just a hunter came through unannounced, but yeah, I'm trying to like force myself to find things to say about this. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. But this room is awful. I really hate this room. At number 54, we have the large art room, and I don't know who would call this art. It's just a bunch of random stuff. There's an elaborately fashioned globe here, but this is more of an antique, right? These all belong in antique stores, not in like an art gallery. Like, there is art around here. There's like this portrait of a woman with a sad look in her eyes, and that's pretty cool. But yeah, like, what's a telescope doing in the art room? Like, what are you, Galileo? Wasn't Galileo into a bunch of like random stuff a Renaissance man, as they say? And then you have this random like specimen of internal organs, and it's like you're trying to mix science with the arts, and I just don't like that. Put this in a science room, not an art room, you know? I don't know if you can see the patterns on the floor here, these little triangles here, but this pattern is the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen. Like, they don't even add up to anything. They don't point to anything. The pattern is just completely random. I don't know who designed this rug. Yeah, and it's carpeted in this section, which is okay, but take a look at the furniture. Like, this chair is way too small, and I know Jill is an Amazon. Is that what Brad says? You're an Amazon, Jill. And Jill is like average height, in my opinion, but like, you can't even sit in this chair. I know people were shorter back in the day because they didn't know about like milk or whatever, but yeah, you can't even see yourself in this mirror. This room just has a bunch of random stuff thrown in here, and it's a room you encounter later in the game, and it's just a huge letdown to me. And wouldn't you know it, it's connected to the previous horrible room. So yeah, like brother like sister, like father like son, this room is built for no one. So that's why I'm putting it at number 54. Alright, the large gallery. I don't know what this is a gallery of. It's just such a ugly room for being an art room. Like, the original large gallery was so much better in Director's Cut. And a lot of this criteria is whether or not the remake room is that much better than the original room. So this room to me is a big disappointment. It's so generic. There's no color other than these stained glass portraits on the wall, which is part of the puzzle. And this is more of a puzzle room than a portrait room. I don't know what this pattern on the floor is, but it doesn't scream gallery to me. It doesn't scream art to me. I don't mean to be such a big art snob, but this room is so uncomfortable. Like, who would want to stare at these paintings? And even though there's crows in here, which I really like, even though I'm gonna shoot them. Oops. Ow. This room is just a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, even like the back room out here is better. Oh, there's crows after me. I can't even enjoy the paintings when all these crows are chasing me. And this is just such a downgrade from the original. It just really let me down, so I have to put it at number 53. Alright, and coming in at number 52 is the Concrete Passage number 2. This room is just the opposite of cozy. Oh my god! That genuinely scared me. And I never get scared, okay? I'm so brave. But yeah, this Concrete Passage is just so plain. It's wet, muddy, and uncomfortable, and yeah, just the opposite of cozy. Like, my socks are getting wet just looking at this place. And I know the room was designed to be kind of dreary, but is it supposed to be flooded like this? Like, what caused this flood? But yeah, it's just a function over form room, but it doesn't mean I have to like it, and it doesn't mean it's cozy. So yeah, the room does what it's designed to do. It's supposed to be very basement-like, but I'm gonna put the Concrete Passage at number 52. Alright, next up at number 51 is the Fish Tank room. And right off the bat, you can tell that this room has a terrible color palette. Everything's like a different shade of the same color, or a different value, whatever it's called, saturation. Like, even the lab coat and the door are like the same color. And yeah, the carpet just feels terrible. It's like the same carpet they used in the pillar room, but it makes a little more sense in this room. But at the same time, it just feels very damp and mildewy, like this fish tank was leaking all over the carpet. Yeah, I just don't like the items in this room. Like, I don't like the fish lures. I like bugs, but I like when they're alive, not just collecting them when you're dead. That's like stage 1 of being a serial killer, I think. Yeah, and in my opinion, this room is worse than the original room, and that's why I put it at number 51. Alright, at number 50, we have the Tiger Statue room. And this room is, I don't know, it's just kind of boring to me. It was much more exciting in the original. To me, it was much more cozy. I don't know why, maybe the colors were a bit brighter, but this carpet is like non-existent. It's like you're walking on dirt. Yeah, and I feel like this room should be way brighter. Like, it has 6 candles, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Yeah, tigers are cool and all, but I don't really want to hang out here all day and just look at them. So to me, the OG was much better, so I'm putting it at an even number 50. Alright, at number 49, we have the Armor room. And it's pretty nice, it's pretty neat, it's really clean and shiny. It feels like this was cleaned with baking soda. I use baking soda when I clean. Yeah, like, this room is kind of elegant, eloquent. There's a lot of shiny stuff to look at, but it's a bit too clean for my taste, and it's definitely not cozy at all. Like, the lighting is okay, but there's nowhere to sit. Yeah, and all the armored people just kind of look intimidating, like imposing. I don't want to talk to any of these people. Yeah, it's just kind of a boring room, and it looks like it belongs in RE4. And I still don't understand this puzzle, so I think that's why I hate this room even more. Because this armor room is just kind of boring, it's going at number 49. And next up at number 48 is the fan favorite deer room. Just kidding. Raise your hand if you actually like this room. I don't think anybody thinks twice about this room. There's nothing really going on. The pictures are crooked. One of them fell here and nobody's sweeped it up yet. I don't know, I'm kind of torn on the wallpaper. Like, it's okay, but the wallpaper with this carpet is a bit too much. Like, you have 2 conflicting patterns, and I don't know if I like that. Yeah, there's nothing to do in this room. It's just a room that leads to more rooms. The deer is nice and detailed in this version of the game, but I don't really like deer, so I don't care. For me personally, I need to know where the light sources are coming from, and I don't see a lamp in this room, and that bothers me a lot. So I hate this room, and I think you should too. I should have ranked it lower actually, but for now, it's going at number 48. Next up at number 47 is the library. I had high hopes when I played the remake for the first time, but this library is super underwhelming. And this takes the place of the lesson room in the original game. But this library is just so big and there's nothing to do. Like, there's a lot of stuff you can look at and chairs to sit on, but it just looks like unused. Like, it looks like all these books are behind plastic, like the whole place is being renovated. Yeah, it's just not cozy at all. It's like you're not supposed to be here. And even if it were open, I don't think it would be very comfy to read a book here. In my opinion, libraries should never be open spaces. They need to be like tucked away and have little nooks. Yeah, just like this area. If they had more bookshelves in the middle of the library, that would be terrific. But they don't. Yeah, it almost looks like a bad imitation of the RE2 library. Yeah, it's just plain. There's nothing to look at. There's a bunch of different lights that I don't like. I can't open this door, so I have to go all the way around. And who wants to climb a ladder when they go to the library? That's kind of crazy. And it has such a nice window that you think you can explore, but then you can't even look out of it. This room is just a big letdown for me, and it's a whole lot of nothing, so putting it at number 47. At number 46, we have the trophy room, and there's not a single trophy in here. Not like a Pee-wee hockey medal or something. But again, this room is a downgrade from the original, in my opinion. You can toggle the light on and off, and that's pretty nice. But the worst thing about this room by far is this stupid goddamn eagle that follows you everywhere. I don't know about you, but I hate being watched when I'm doing anything. And it's like you can't even like sit back without this eagle following your every move, so this room could have been super duper cozy if this stupid eagle wasn't here. But if I could ignore that, like I ever could, the carpet is kind of nice. The chair is kind of nice. It has this kind of wicker feel to it with a little cushion, and there's a nice little cozy desk. But again, this room is ruined by this stupid eagle that follows you everywhere. And it just makes me want to leave the lights on and not be a good boy and save energy. Now I'll turn it off. I'm just kidding. The room does have a really cool like moonlight ambiance if you turn the light off, but if you ever try to get comfortable, guess what's following you? I hate this stupid room. I hate this eagle, and I'm getting the fuck out of here. Moving on. What are these jiggle physics? Why are they here? What if Lisa had jiggle physics? I'm sure somebody modded that in. Mother! Her tits are flapping up and down. Anyway. At number 45, we have the C corridor, and I think this room is just kind of underwhelming. I don't like this curtain that's here that separates the hallway. It just really, I don't know, encloses the space when it shouldn't be enclosed. It just has an ugly color to me, and for how many lamps there are in this room, it's just still so dim. It's like someone switched the light bulbs with like eco-friendly lights that are like 1 watt. Yeah, it's just way too dim for so many lights. I don't like the carpet, I don't like the wallpaper, I don't like how this room makes me feel, but it does kind of have a stupid charm, I guess. Whatever. Moving on. At number 44, we have the kitchen. Yeah, there's not too much to say about this kitchen. You can kind of tell it used to be a good kitchen actually, but it just kind of had a fall from grace, you know. I do like the light that's emanating from this elevator where you run the food, but is it just me or is this fridge way too small for this big kitchen? I don't know, like, you have, how many fryers do you have in this? You have 6 fryers. No, nobody eats leftovers, I guess, or nobody enjoys ice cream, so that's weird. Oh, this is the big fridge, freezer, I guess. I don't know, kitchens are dumb. It just reminds me of cleaning. These tiled walls kind of remind me of the Stranger Things Institute for Super Children, or whatever it was called. And are ladles supposed to be that high? Like, who can reach those utensils up there? This room is kind of boring. The lights are very dim. So there's not too much to say about this room, so that's why it's going at number 44. And at number 43, we have the attic entry. And I do kind of enjoy the ambiance of this room a little bit. There's kind of too many spider webs up here. I don't know if my Swiffer could take all those down. Might have to negotiate something with the queen spider. But they got rid of the really prominent bloodstain from the original, and that's kind of a disappointment. But it is kind of nice to still have that kind of subtle palm print there. Yeah, I walk that back. That's a pretty cool bloodstain. And then this light is kind of, I don't like flickering lights. I think that's the most tired trope in horror games. It can be effective if it's flickering for a reason, like there's an enemy hiding behind somewhere, but this light is going out of control. I do like the creaky wood floors, and it only has one carpet, which is like just enough. Like you don't want any more carpets like that bullshit ass pillar room that's right behind this door. God, I hate that room. So stupid. But yeah, it's nice and creaky. I do like the lighting up here. I do like the color palette of this room. I know it's kind of blending in together, but for me, it kind of fits. Yeah, I don't know what the f to say about this room. I just like it, so. I like it, but not that much. That's all. So, it's going at number 43. And at number 42, we have the hidden wardrobe. And I think the best part about this room is the hidden door right here, but once you go through it, it really falls off. It's very, very underwhelming. It's so messy, like this rug is all pushed up and smushed. Yeah, it's just a messy closet. There's like too much disorder here. There's a football helmet on the top for some reason. Like I'm not getting ready for my pee-wee football game. I came here to dress like a badass. Yeah, for a hidden room, this room kind of sucks. Like the wall color is pretty plain and the tile pattern is really underwhelming. And I really hate how these shoe boxes are just thrown about. Like, put your shoes on top of the boxes. At least have some semblance of order in your life, you know? The mansion's already chaotic enough as it is. Yeah, everything's just unpleasant to me. Like this looks like a H&M stock room, honestly. And they have one plant back here, which probably hasn't been watered in forever. The sofa looks pretty comforting, but Jill's like, there's no time for that. And I need time to chill, you know? I don't want to just be in a rush all the time trying to like figure stuff out, you know? I need a break. Would you like to change? Like as a person, maybe, but I don't want to change my clothes. Yeah, and there's one mirror here that's really, like, it's enough, but for a secret room, this room is just kind of annoying and underwhelming, so the hidden wardrobe goes at number 42. Moving on, and at number 41 is the greenhouse. What can I say about this room other than, I don't know. If you're a plant person, maybe it's good for you, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I think there's a lot more weeds in this garden than there are actual plants. I do like courtyard kind of spaces, like the fountain's cool. There are a few benches here where you can chill, but it just looks very uncomfortable and kind of unstable. Like, look at the legs of these benches right here. I think these are just for flowers or whatever. Honestly, this room is kind of boring to me. Everything, like the colors are really muted, and they're just kind of washed out and blend together. And when you think of like a greenhouse, shouldn't it be more green? Everything just looks like the same color. It just looks gray. They're like, what are you guys working on? Gray plants? That's pretty sinister. Yeah, but this room is not green enough for me, so it's going at number 41. Alright, moving on. Coming in at number 40, we have the bathroom. And we're just going to pretend that the door is still here, okay? And we're going to pretend this mirror is not broken, okay? And we're going to pretend this tub is filled with water, okay? This room was just kind of unpleasant. Even like broken glass and no door aside, like this room is actually very mid. The tile to rug ratio is a little too big to me. Like I wish there was a little more rug. And it just seems like this room gets very, very cold. There's no insulation in here, so like when you get a hot shower, you have to like quickly dry off before you get hypothermia. The toilet is kind of okay. There's plenty of extra rolls, and that's very comforting. Yeah, but look at this tub. It looks so uncomfortable. Like, don't you feel like you would wake up in this with, like, one less kidney? I don't know, man. It's just kind of one of those bathrooms where you just get in and get out, get on with your life. So the bathroom goes at number 40. Alright, up next at number 39 is the garden shed. And honestly, I like this room much more in the original. Like, it just doesn't have that charm in this version, I think. It's way more detailed, it has more supplies, which is cool. I don't think we'll ever run out of shovels. I don't like this metal gate. Like, I know it's part of the stone and metal object motif, but I feel like that door should be wood, just like this one. This is just one of those rooms that's necessary to have, but it's not that interesting. I imagine the smell in here is actually kind of good. Like it smells like those old power tools, like you smell sawdust and just a little gasoline. Not like overwhelming like the greenhouse, but just enough gasoline to kind of wake you up, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say. The shelves are a nice touch though. I do like a good wooden shelf, but the whatever you call these things that hold up the shelf, these little fancy things, they don't really fit the motif of a garden shed, in my opinion. I'm really not a fan of this ladder here. Like, where is it going to take me that I can't go just by like jumping high? Like, maybe it's up to Jill's sternum, but like, you don't need a ladder. Like, you can just use something else to step on to help you get up. Maybe if you have a kid, it's a good ladder for a baby or something, but I don't know. What I'm trying to say is I hate this room. So, moving on. All right, next up at number 38, we have the Concrete Passage 1. And when I first started making this list, I thought I was going to hate this room, just like the Concrete Passage 2. But as much as I want to hate it, I actually kind of like it. Like, I'm actively looking for things to hate about it, but I really love this light above the door here and the colors on the wall, like these little stains here. It's just very basement-y. You have these cool cardboard boxes. Who knows what's in there? And it's just fun to imagine what's in these cardboard boxes, you know? The hell are you talking about? Neganthropy? You fool, you idiot. But all these different kind of lights have this really unique ambiance that I don't think many other rooms have. Like you have this weird like tap light, remember those? You could just tap it. I can't even reach it to tap it. But oh, there's more boxes where you can imagine what's in there. That's neat. And is that a chair? Get out of here. I think it's broken though. Actually, I'm not sure what that is. It looks like a garrote or Garrett? The garroting machine? You know that torture device? Don't ask me how I know. Yeah, but as a basement, I kind of like this room. It just has a lot of different elements. Besides the flickering lights, it has this kind of cool mist here. It reminds, like, you know, when you go to a zoo and it just has like that kind of mist, right? That kind of rain that falls on you. It's just cool. Like, you know, it's just a little something extra. And you have another different kind of light up here. I know it's a basement and there's nothing really to do here, but for some reason, I'm drawn to the light like a moth. So it's got to go at number 38. All right, up next at number 37 is the Secret Passage. And I don't know why, I kind of like this room. It just has this kind of charm to me. It has this nice vegetation up here. It is kind of cozy for being like a crypt or whatever. And the light from the hole is actually really cool, and that dust reflecting off that light. I'm not a fan of these cockroaches here, so I gotta dock points for that. Yeah, what else? Oh, this floodlight is also really cool. Like the light sources in this room are pretty unique. You have your natural light. It's not really natural light. And then you have your floodlight right here. And the floor is kind of sticky. Just little bits and pieces of George Trevor that I'm stepping on. Ew. Lisa, I'm stepping on your dad. I'm stepping on your daddy. Yeah, but I like the room personally, but I can't rank it any higher because there's nothing else to do. So, moving on. And coming in at number 36 is the L Corridor. But yeah, the L Corridor is the definition of a middle of the road, kind of average room. There's just nothing super remarkable about it, but there's also nothing wrong with it. There is a really clean reflection from the floor, and pretend these windows are not broken. But yeah, seeing the storm and the lightning kind of flash through the windows is cool, and especially how it flashes off the floor, if I'm not just making that up. But yeah, like in the original game, they had creepy stuff in these cabinets here, and now they're just plates. That's kind of a downgrade. Like the room as a whole is okay, like the trim and wallpaper pattern makes sense, like the chandeliers all make sense, everything's pretty cohesive, but it's just a little bit too ritzy for my taste, and there's nothing else to do really other than just go through the room, and hey, you can't even really stop and enjoy the thunderstorm because there's no chair in here, so we're putting the L Corridor at 36. Alright, next up at number 35 is the Attic. And like I said before, attics can be many things. They can be cozy, they can be scary, they can be nostalgic, but this one veers more on the scary side. But it also has some kind of really cool feel to it. I can't really explain it. It almost feels like... it feels like a very quiet club, like the The light hitting the particles and the dust in the room is really cool. And the lightning flashing through the top of the attic is just such a nice touch. Maybe it's a little too dusty for my taste, but I mean, I could sweep here if I really wanted to. It's kind of like a wide open space for an attic, and I'm not sure if I like that. I do like these little herbs that are hanging upside down. I think my mom used to do that with sage. Sage and thyme. She would dry those up and hang them upside down, and then they would fall on the floor after they dried out too much. But yeah, it kind of has a cool vibe. It has a very woody feel to it. There's not really too much else to say about it. It's just a room that does its job, but I think it does it a little better than the garden shed. So that's why it goes a little higher at number 35. All right. I choked on my water, but we're gonna edit that out. Oh God, you'd think at my age I would learn how to drink properly, but whatever. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. At number 34, we have the small dining room. And this room is actually pretty cozy. The candle lighting is such a good touch. Wow, that's a lot of light emanating just from 3 candles. Like, this candle is doing a lot of heavy lifting. And none of these are illuminated, right? None of these are... What do you call it when a candle is lit? Is it just lit or on fire? None of these candles are on fire. None of these candles are lit. But yeah, just these 3 candles are on fire. We need to call the fire department. Why is it? It's not even funny. Why am I laughing? I think there's something in that water. I think there's parasites in that water that are just making me have self-esteem. I think the parasites in the water that I choked on gave me self-esteem. gave me a higher sense of self. This room is nice, but it's a little too rustic for my taste, you know what I mean? Like, some kitchens have this kind of feel, and I just feel like, we're not in Game of Thrones, bro. Like, you can modernize a little bit. But yeah, it's okay for the theme it's going for. Other than the room being pretty well lit and the carpet and floor contrast being pretty cool, the hidden room over here is pretty underwhelming. It's like a room you go for timeout. But yeah, doesn't this room kind of look like it belongs in RE4? Like, it just has that kind of cabin feel. Yeah, it's okay, but it's not particularly my taste. And there's way too many wine glasses in here. Are these paper plates? Wait a minute, are these paper plates? Oh my goodness, I feel like these are paper plates, guys. Let's get a good camera angle. Or is it fine china that just looks like... I want to believe those are paper plates, so whoever was in here was drinking wine, just eating mac and cheese off of paper plates. So they don't have to wash the dishes. Oh my god, maybe I should put this at number 1, honestly. Oh god. Alright, let me move on before the parasites enter my brain stem even further. So let's put this room at number 34. Alright, moving on, at number 33, we have the materials room. And it's just it used to be a closet, but now it's a materials room. It's where I keep my materials. It's just you can just call it a closet. I don't know why they're trying to be fancy in the remake. At first glance, it is kind of quaint and cozy, but it almost feels like a room where you go for timeout. Does anybody still have a timeout anymore? I don't know. What am I talking about? But there's just a bunch of random shit in here. Like, there's bits and pieces of the armor room and the deer head room in here, and I wish the materials room would just kind of be its own thing. I think the lighting's pretty cool. It has a nice dim kind of feel to it. The walls are really cool. Like, I like this, I like the detailed scratchiness of it. Like, it's not too clean, but there's really nowhere to sit. Like, I don't know. I feel like this is an upside down chair, but I'll let the game speak for itself. First glance, it's nice and quaint and cozy. You can kind of duck away for a little bit from all the chaos in the mansion, but other than that, there's just not much else to do. So moving on. Up next at number 32, we have the graveyard. And if you know me, I love outside spaces. I just think they're so awesome. And it does have decent outside vibes, but compared to the other outside rooms in the mansion, this one just kind of falls flat a little bit for me. There's just not much to do. I guess it is a graveyard. What do you want to hang out here? Why is this grave tipped over? Like, let's just call it what it is. It is a graveyard, so it does very grave things. The scenery behind the crypt is pretty cool, but I don't know, the layout of the graveyard is kind of annoying. Like, if I'm trying to see some dead people I know, I'd be kind of annoyed, like, traversing this place. Like, you should make it like a nice, even, like, you know, grid system, not this, like, offshoot. And why are you burying people here anyway? Shouldn't they be, like, somewhere else away from your house? Yeah, the graveyard is cool. It has a cool atmosphere. Like, it has a spiky fence here, which adds to that kind of... Is that gothic? Is that medieval or something? Whatever it is, I like it. But yeah, the atmosphere is pretty cool, but the bad layout of the graveyard just kind of ruins this outside space for me. I don't want to talk about this room anymore, so I'm going to move on. It's going at number 32. And up next at number 31, we have the outside patio. Honestly, I was super hyped about revisiting this room after the original, because I really like the outside balcony in the original game. But the more I traverse this patio, like, it's just so... It starts off nice. You have these moths, which I don't really like moths. Yeah, this chair is tilted over. Jill says it's a table made of glass. Just call it a glass table. You're so verbose, Jill. She's been reading a thesaurus. You can tell Jill was an English major. A table made of glass. And the glass table is nice. Like, the chairs are... I'm assuming these are of a kind of wicker material. Oh. I'm a wicker snob. Which is nice. And I like the lighting of this patio area. But the more you go through the patio, it's just so narrow and there's like nothing to do. Like, you have this bench here. Yeah, there is a nice chair here, but it's not even facing towards like the outside. And you can't even see the outside from this camera angle, which is a disappointment. This place seems cool on paper, but it's like one of those areas, like, after a while, you're just attacked by mosquitoes. You're like, I'm gonna go back inside. Yeah, and then the more you go, the balcony just turns into a bunch of bullshit. Like, do you even consider this a patio at this point? Like, why is this even here other than Forrest chasing you, which I guess is very important for the game, now that I think about it. Yeah, but it's just one of those rooms that could be much better. Like, this glass window is kind of cool, but it's just not enough to put the outside patio any higher than 31. So, moving on. Alright, moving on, we have the dining room second floor. And this is a big improvement compared to the original. I hated on the original one so much. The red carpet was like just a huge eyesore to me, but now I love how they replaced that with just these rustic hardwood floors. These balustrades, I learned how to say it right this time. These balustrades are really cool. It's like simple yet elegant. Like, this room does have an elegant kind of feel to it, but it's not too much to rub me the wrong way. I really like this stained glass window here. And it's just a really nice touch. The windows in this room are just really legit. Like, I love the way the lightning flashes through and just illuminates the entire dining room area, even the first floor dining room area. And the shadows from the trees kind of showing up on this wall here, that's just a really cool image to me. I do kind of wish these lamps up here were on fire. What do you call that? Lit? Litten up? Yeah, I wish more of these lamps were lit. I don't know why they're not lit. I guess they don't want the dining room first floor to be too illuminated, but yeah, the view of the first floor is actually pretty cool. Like, I just think this room is a huge improvement over the original. But again, like, there's still not too much else to do other than just avoid zombies and go through these doors, which I always forget which one is which. Yeah, it's a solid room, but there's just not too much to do. So it stays at number 30. And at number 29, we have the bar. And it is kind of cozy. It does give off a cozy kind of vibe. But it's still a bit off for some reason. Like, I can't put my finger on it. Like, I was trying to think about why I don't feel too comfortable in this bar. And to me, I think it's because these chairs are way too big. I think that's a huge culprit. I don't know who's in charge of the chair situation in the mansion. Like, the other room, the chairs were way too small, and here the chairs are way too big. And even these stools are like way too big. They're way too high up. Like, what are we doing here? Actually, now that I think about it, these bar stools are in a horrible spot, so you can't even really, like, enjoy your drink while you're trying to watch the performance. I like this nook over here the most, actually. Like, I wish I could move one of the stools back here. The lighting is just actually good here, and it reflects off the floor pretty nicely. But then you go into the actual bar and it's just so dark and dim and bland and... What room is this again? Oh yeah, the bar. I think I'm getting dementia from those parasites I ingested earlier, so don't mind me. The lighting coming from the greenhouse is actually kind of cool. I think the trapdoor area is actually an improvement over the original, but this bar just makes me uncomfortable, and I think it has a lot to do with the lighting and these giant chairs. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't want to be in here. Like, on paper, this room should be good. Like, why is the lighting, like, pretty good here? Then, like, over here, it's just so dumb and bad. I do like the painting of the mansion here, but yeah, it's just not enough to make this room cozy enough. So the bar goes at number 29. And at number 28, we have the art room. And they removed the one thing I hated about the original art room, and that's that nasty blue color. But everything else is kind of a downgrade. Like, I don't know. I do think the lighting is really great in this room. It's superb. It's much better than the large gallery lighting. Like, what the... There's not even lighting in there. Like, I really admire the lighting in this thing. What are these lights called? Let me know in the comments if you know what these lights are called. I don't feel like looking it up. But the way the light reflects off of the floor and the statues and all the paintings is really cool. And the color is decent for an art room. Like, you don't want the color of the room itself to outshine the so-called art, right? But then, when you examine all the things here, what are they called? Paintings, pictures. I think they replaced all the paintings with photographs. And to me, that's like a big downgrade. Like, I don't mean to be a photo hater. Like, there's a time and place, I guess. Yeah, I just think the paintings in the original were better. Yeah, like, I'm not a fan of these portraits that just look like they're watching you. Like, I don't like when people watch me. Yeah, there's just not too much going on in the actual art room itself. So once we push this furniture out of the way and we go to this hidden room, this area is a bit more cozy in the back, but not by much. Like, it doesn't have the various art supplies. These are globes, honey. Yeah, this room is just a bunch of shit. I do love this mansion door, but I put points for this door to the hidden wardrobe, so I can't even, like, count this painting in this room, actually. Or can I? I guess there's no rules here. We like to have fun here on the channel. The room is just a little too boring to be placed any higher than 28. So moving on, and at number 27, we have the sliding trap room. And at first, I thought I was going to really hate on this room. Like, I thought it was just going to be boring and too opulent and ritzy and just overall not cozy. But for what it is, I actually really like it. I am a huge fan of these paintings on the wall. They're just very morbid and it's like right up my alley. I wish Jill would have something to say about it. Maybe it's not her thing, but yeah, but the room is just very elegant. I think it has a really interesting design and the functionality of the room is really cool. Like, it crushes you if you're not careful. A picture of a mother and child. Upon closer examination, the left-hand side looks like someone's face. Is she talking about the people in the portrait or like a ghost face? Now I'm scared. These candles are pretty cool. I like how they're on fire. I'm gonna start saying that candles are on fire. Can you make this candle on fire for me? Oh, we can see a better view of the... Okay, so it's a picture of a mother and daughter. And they don't look too comfortable in this picture, but that's okay. I like the acoustics in this room too. You can really hear your footsteps as you run about. I do like the color scheme of this room, like the blue pattern really complements the gray tile floor quite well. But to be fair, the room is not cozy at all, and that's like my highest criteria for the rooms on this list. But for being a sliding trap killing room, it's actually really cool. It reminds me of something that would be in the RE4 castle. So it's going at number 27. And at number 26, we have the Death Passage. But I actually kind of like the Death Passage. It's like an interactive museum. Just has that interactive museum vibes. You can just look around and touch all the sharp stuff. There's an inscription on the shield. Death is the true essence of bliss. And all these death quotes go really hard, and I just think they're so cool. Death is only the beginning. Yeah, it's kind of inspiring. It's kind of inspiring in a way, right? Yeah, but it's just kind of like a nice addition to the remake, and it's just really fun to walk around. And yeah, to me, it's like an interactive exhibit. I just love reading about death. So again, for a room that tries to kill you, I think this is pretty fair to rank it at number 26. Alright, and at number 25, we have the living room. And in my notes, for some reason, I just wrote mildly cozy grandpa room for some reason. But I guess it kind of makes sense. This couch looks very, very comfortable. Like that really nice leather that's not too rough on you. Like it's still pretty soft. A well-polished silver pitcher. Jill using her English lit vocab. Yeah, but the lacquer finish on this dining room table is really cool. I do kind of like the lighting of this room. I love that it has like a little coat rack here where you can take off your hat and coat and, you know, just be yourself. And as much as I like the couch, I wish, again, there was another couch here. Like at least an L-shaped couch or another couch on this side of the room. Like you don't need to have people going in and out. Like you can make it a little more cozy just with one extra piece of furniture. And I think that's a big oversight to me. And there's a photorealistic painting of a shotgun. Nah, I know it's real. I'm not going to take it though. Picture stands and bronze statues. There's nothing of interest here. She really is like a snob, a language. There's nothing of interest in here. So the mood is much better than the original living room. If you saw my previous video, you know how much I hated the living room in there. Maybe unjustly, but I don't know. I think this is a big improvement to me. The one thing that's a glaring issue is that this fireplace is not lit. And yeah, I just think that would make this room so much more cozy. I do love the carpet with the hardwood floor, but there's just something missing here. You know that feeling when like the room's just missing something? Like it would be great if there was a hanging flat screen TV on this wall, so you wouldn't even need that couch. But yeah, as it is, it's just kind of boring. Like, I don't know, there's no window in this room. It can get too stuffy in here at times, I feel. And it's like one of those rooms that you vacuum and then the next day it's just like filled with dust again. You're like, where the fuck is this dust coming from? This is bullshit. No one even goes in this room. I think there's a dead body under the couch. Maybe that's why the dust is collecting. And the paintings are just kind of okay, but not too special. But the living room is cozy enough to be at the number 25 spot. And at number 24, we have the crypt. And the entrance to this room is probably the longest in any room, actually. I really like the staircase. It's like really the journey is the destination kind of vibes. And it's kind of cozy. It's not scary at all until you get down here, and it's a little scary, but it's at the same time pretty cozy. I don't know what it is about these fires, but I feel really relaxed when I come down here. The flames are dancing wildly. Jill was definitely a English lit or comp lit major. I am 100% convinced of that. But yeah, this room it seems very dungeony, like a sex dungeon maybe, but it's surprisingly cozy with these two fires going on here. The ambiance is pretty nice with the shadows flickering on the wall, but this gear is actually pretty annoying. I just hate the sound it makes. It's too mechanical. Yeah, again, this is like another room that belongs in RE4, honestly. But it's cool. There's not too much to do down here. I wish there was a chair where you can kind of smell the roses or maybe smell the coffin here. Yeah, so overall, not too much to say about this room. Kind of cozy, but kind of boring at the same time. So moving on to the next. And at number 23, we have the researcher's bedroom, formerly known as the keeper's bedroom. And this room kind of has everything you need. But even though it kind of has everything, it still feels a bit off to me. Like, on paper, this room is really chill. Like, it has a bed, even though it's a little stained. Have you ever heard of a closet? Hang up your clothes. Clean up your pills. Whatever researcher was here is very messy, but yeah, there's just something kind of off about this room to me. Like, even though it has a nice desk and table and plenty of pills to play with, there's still something about the layout of the room that kind of bothers me. Like, who needs a liquor cabinet in their room? That's kind of worrying to me. There is a kind of baller nightstand here. Closets are nice and spacious, but again, this layout is kind of like weird to me. Like, the location of the desk is fine, but I think this bed should be where the liquor cabinet is. Is this a cuckoo clock? Who has a cuckoo clock nowadays? Clearly this researcher was a pill-loving alcoholic, which, I mean, Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, this room on the surface, again, feels kind of cozy, but there's just something about the layout that makes me kind of not like it as much. Yeah, it's an okay room. I'll give it a B for effort. At number 22, we have the marble room. And this room is low-key the best art room in the entire mansion. I just really like this room for some reason. It feels like you're in a giant ink painting. I don't know, it looks epic, like the Sistine Chapel. And the room is like really well illuminated just by these two lamps over here. And it's just such a fancy room. Like the doors seem really fancy. I don't even want to touch the doorknob. But I mean, it's nice to look at, it's nice to chill for a little bit, but there's really not much to do in this room. And again, the only thing this room really does is try to kill you. I have to dock points for that, but other than that, it's just a solid room, so it goes at number 22. And the number 21 spot goes to the Mirror Corridor, also called the Murder Hall, but I think that's giving it kind of a bad name. I actually really like this room, and I hope it's not because it's kind of a novelty because it's not in the original. It's like a brand new room just for the remake. But I think it's really well done. It's not cozy per se, I guess, but the lighting is just so good. Like these flaming candle things are a really nice touch. I don't know if it gets like really warm in here. I don't mind that. And the mirror layout is really clever and cool. I know it's designed to help you see zombies or whatever, but you know, if you just want to check out your fit really quick, you can do that. There's no rules here. It's the murder hall, for God's sakes. There's no rules here. Even though it does kind of have a bad reputation for being like a run killer in speedruns and stuff, I think it's really fun to traverse through just on a regular playthrough. Like it kind of seems attic-y, like the statues and stuff. I don't know why they're here. Parts of it are a bit of an eyesore, but I think overall it's a pretty solid, cool room. So it goes at number 21. Now we're entering the top 20 rooms in the mansion. And kicking it off at the number 20 spot is the dining room first floor. I think this room is a huge upgrade from the original. There's just so many different lighting sources, which is really unique and interesting. Like you have these kind of basic lamps over here. You have one of those old-fashioned desk lamps over here. You have Harry Potter Hogwarts style candles over here. And you have a broken statue over here. That doesn't light up. And you have a nice fireplace right here. And that's what makes this dining room really cozy. And I'm not the biggest fan of the checkerboard pattern, but I think in this room it kind of flows well. The grandfather clock is super annoying. I wish that would stop like as soon as you solve the puzzle. So I don't want to hang out here like for too long, but it does feel a little more homey, like you could eat meals here and not feel like so uncomfortable, but it's still a little too extravagant, if that makes sense. Yeah, being able to see the second floor from the first is really nice. It just adds like more open space. A high ceiling is always nice. And the way the lightning flashes through the window is actually really cool to me. I don't know if that's part of the design, but I guess they planned on having thunderstorms in the mansion sometimes. The windows could be better, like I wish you could see through them, but I'll give it a pass. But yeah, it's just a solid room and perfect for our number 20 spot. And coming in at number 19 is the roofed passage. And this outdoor space is so awesome. This is what the greenhouse should be. It just has such a nice variety of plants. Like, look at all this. It has like ferns, it has ivy. I guess that's it, but you know what I mean. Like, everything is more better. They have a little baby angel statue, which is a nice touch. But yeah, this room is just really thoughtful. It just has like such a interesting, fun layout. Like, it's curved. There's not too many rooms in the mansion that have this kind of shape to it. The outdoor ambiance is really chill. Like, it's so relaxing. There's no storm in this room for some reason. Yeah, the stone walkway is just so pleasant. You don't need that much lighting in this kind of room. Moths are kind of annoying to me, so maybe that bothers me a little bit, but yeah, I love this kind of outdoor patio space. It's just very relaxing. The shadows on the wall are so nice. You can see the tree branches slowly swaying in the breeze. And yeah, even though it's not that well lit, it's lit enough by the moonlight. And I don't know, I just really like how this room looks and feels and tastes. So we're putting it at number 19. At number 28 is the tea room. And this room is very hit or miss for me. And I'll explain what I mean by that. Like, this corner of the tea room is so amazingly cozy. It has this perfect little round light here that's just fun to look at. It's like very soft. It's not sharp or threatening in any way. Kenneth is here to keep you company in case you get bored. And the view from the window is so awesome. I love the way the moonlight reflects through this window, and when the lightning flashes, it's just so awesome to me. These chairs are kind of big. I think it's the same chairs that are in the bar, but for some reason here it makes a lot more sense to me. And yeah, it just has this little nook here where you can chill and chat and have tea, I guess. And the picture of the mansion is such a nice touch. I'm a big fan of everything about this room. The wallpaper, the lighting, the coziness, the dead bodies, and how it has this new mystery door here. But then it's a very like spectrumy room. Like at this end, you have one of the greatest rooms of all time in gaming history. And then the further you go down the room, it just gets worse and worse. It just becomes another boring hallway. The carpets become a little roughed up. The lighting becomes less interesting because it's spread out. And then it goes back to this elevator that doesn't even work. And if you saw my previous video, I ranked this room very, very low. I think it was like one of the bottom rooms actually, because this was actually a separate room in the original game. Yeah, and by the time you get down here, it's like a completely different room. Like it's such a stark contrast from the coziness near Kenneth, where you can warm up near his dead body, to this like one candle. Like what's that gonna do? That's not making me feel cozy. Yeah, it just becomes really dirty and dull. Again, if you could barricade the room and have a door right here, this separate private tea area would be perfect. It would rank much higher. So we're putting it at number 18. And at number 17 is the room right next door, which is the West Wing Outer Stairway. And this room is such a nice addition to the remake, and it just has such an awesome feel to it. You're greeted with this nice moonlight as soon as you walk through, with these nice little dusk particles kind of dancing, doing a little dance for you. As Jill's jiggle physics kick into action. I don't know why they put that on her. They don't need it. Anyway, I love the way the lighting looks through this window. And then as you go through, you can have some tea if you want. This reminds me of like a little, I don't know, a little conference area. It has nice little paintings on the way. And then this slightly crooked hallway is just such a cool view, with that light dangling from the ceiling, reflecting off of the hallway. I don't know, I just really like the way this hall looks. It's so haunting, and just I can kind of appreciate it from a architectural or aesthetic standpoint, rather than being kind of scared by it, even though I am. It's just such a cool designed little corridor. And then, probably the best part of all, you have crows. Aren't they awesome? I wish they were a little more quiet, but you know, you can't win them all. And the room even has chairs where you can chill, but admittedly they don't look that comfortable. They're like very antique-y wooden chairs. I don't know, you could probably knock this birdcage over and sit on this table. And it has a nice little staircase where you can traverse and get some exercise. And the window's even open so you get fresh air. So it's not the coziest room, but it is a really nice addition to the remake. So it's going at number 17. Alright, at number 16 we have the Dark Corridor. And this is one of those rooms, again, that I just really like it and I can't really explain why. This is just a really underrated spooky room. I really like what they did with this room compared to the original. I think the addition of all these paintings are a really nice touch. This is definitely like a grandpa room. Like who else hangs their old school hats up like that? Yeah, this room just has great vibes that are just like inexplicable to me. Maybe it's the color combination with the lights and the lightning reflecting from this back door here. And the wallpaper is just that perfect color to make it spooky, but not too uncomfortable, if that makes sense. I think the lighting in this room is really cool. I love the heavy, creaky floors under your feet. It just has a really girthy feel to it. And it has a nice little chair and a little desk where you can put stuff on. This is like one of those rooms that like you don't think is going to be so popular, but low-key it's actually really an awesome hangout spot. Yeah, I could just sit here. I wish the back door was like right here so I could watch the thunderstorms, but either way, this room is just really solid, so it's going at number 16. And at number 15, we have the Northern Corridor. And I think this should be the Dark Corridor. This is much darker than the Dark Corridor. But much like the Dark Corridor, this room is really awesome to me, and I can't really explain why. It just has such a good vibe again. But this room is slightly better in my opinion. The lighting in this part of the hall is really cool and really cozy, and it just kind of has a warm feel to it. But if you're tired of being cozy, you can go into this dark, scary spot right here. And again, these like dusk particles that are shown through the window are really awesome. But I think this back wall here is so awesome. I really love how the shadow of these branches are shown on the wall here. It's just so spooky, but just cozy. It's like, I don't know. I kind of want to... I'm not even going to say what I want to do in here. I just want to have a good time in here. And once I sweep up this glass, it's going to be even more chill. Okay, just wait. But then you have this other part of the hallway that's also illuminated. And I just really like the feeling I get when I meander through these hallways. Like, it is kind of dilapidated, but it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be good. It just feels like it's being itself, you know? I do wish there was a little more light in the room to make it a little bit more cozy, but I think it's illuminated enough to be at number 15. And next up at number 14, we have the Winding Corridor. And this is a pretty comfy, cozy hallway. I really like the feeling of the hardwood floor, and I love the way the lightning illuminates the hall as you walk through it. The original Winding Corridor was kind of clunky to me, but this one just feels so nice to navigate. Like, as soon as it becomes a little too narrow, you're like, oh, I wish it was wider. Then, oh, there you go. You have this nice, wide space. And then when you're sick of all this extra space and you're like, oh, I wish I was more cramped and cozy, you can go back to this little area. And yeah, I just think it has so much character. Like, it has random carpets thrown around. It has pretty neat paintings that are mounted on the walls. And I think the wallpaper is not too bad. It's not great, but I'll give it a pass. I don't know what else to say other than, like, I just feel good when I walk through this room. It's like not even scary to me. I don't know why it's so cozy. There's not really anywhere where you can just sit and relax, but it just feels like a safe room. even though a lot of shit goes down in here. Like, whatever. I just like it. It's going at number 14. And next up at number 13 is the bedroom. And this room got a huge makeover from the OG. It kind of gives me Silent Hill 3 vibes, with that camera angle and the candle. Do you know what I mean? Do you remember that one room? I'll try to put it here if I can remember. But yeah, it's just a very cozy room. Like, there's nothing in the drawers or on the shelves, so it's not cluttered with a bunch of stuff. You can put whatever you want in there. It almost looks like a deathbed, like... as you're just chilling there dying, someone can just like watch you, like, you finished? Is your life finished yet? I do like these kind of hefty wooden shelves over here and this cabinet. I don't know, it's just very homey, and the candlelight just adds so much to this room. Like, it is dark. It just kind of reminds me when the power goes out and you just set up candles all around, you know. It is comfortable, it is cozy, but I feel like it's a tad too creaky for my taste. I just feel like this bed would make so much noise if you're trying to get up and use the bathroom. This room would be perfect for a digital detox, actually. You can just read a book. You can just read your John Grisham novels here, or Dan Brown, or whoever the f*** is it? Your Emily Dickinson, whatever. I don't know any authors. I don't know how to read, but if you want to start learning, you can learn in this room. So we're putting it at number 13. At number 12, we have the Elevator Corridor, and this room is a huge improvement from the original. I just love the fire lighting again. Like, the ambiance in here is just really relaxing and cozy. It feels like this room can get a little cold, so huddling up next to one of these torches would be nice. You have this pretty neat statue over here, a damaged statue of a goddess. I feel like that could be a Instagram caption. But yeah, it has the appropriate amount of carpet versus hardwood floor. It has a little divot in here. I know I gave it a lot of grief last time, and I thought it didn't make sense. But having this picture here really fills this little space out. I actually like ducking into this little divot now, and I think the shadows from the flames on the wall are a really nice touch. And there's like a little mini statue of that damaged goddess. That's such a good gamer tag, actually. Damaged Goddess. Yeah, but I think the hidden gem of this room is this adorable little moth right here. Look at that. He's just hanging out. I don't know. I just want to pet it. It just looks so soft. Like, I know I said I don't like moths, but I like this one for some reason. So yeah, overall, this room just has a much better vibe. The lighting is just so much more cozy than the original, and I'm glad they set this room up, so now I feel comfortable riding the elevator down. At number 11, we have the West Wing Inner Stairway. And this is one of those rooms that I wish I could rank separately from the first floor to the second floor. But since there's no camera transition from going up or down, I count this as one giant room. And I'll be honest with you guys, the upstairs is a little underwhelming. not the biggest fan of these candles. Like, I believe this is the same color scheme and layout as the elevator stairway, but in this lighting, it just doesn't look nearly as cool. And that's kind of a disappointment. There are way too many rugs around here. You know, you don't need so many. It's like someone had extra rugs and they just said, let's just put them all here. It's like, why? Just, it makes me feel so infuriated. I don't know. I really don't like how they boarded up this window. It was much better in the OG, in my opinion. And the candles don't really light the room up that well. I think the chandelier up here is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. And it's just kind of more of the same when you get on this side of the upper stairway too. But then, have you seen downstairs? The downstairs part of this room is awesome. Look how much better it is. It just feels so open and wonderful to walk around. Like, yeah, there's no carpet to hold you back. And I think the color combination of this like dark brown and this kind of off-white tone, it just seems much better in this kind of lighting downstairs for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I just don't like carpets that much. Yeah, for some reason the downstairs just has a better vibe, and I think it has a lot to do with those carpets. And this pillar in the center is really cool, and they even have paintings hanging from them. Actually, I don't know if I like that or not. I'm going to walk away before I change my mind. And I think my favorite spot of all in this entire place is this area near the wooden boxes, even though they're covered in bloodstains. Whatever, who cares? I like the idea of leaning against these big boxes over here and just kind of collecting my thoughts. I don't know, this room just makes me feel comfortable, so that's why I'm putting it at number 11. And now we finally reach the top 10 rooms in Resident Evil Remake. And this might be a little controversial. You might be thinking, what the hell are you fucking thinking, you fucking piece of shit, idiot? I hope you're not thinking that, but... And at number 10 is the... It's not a bowl. I find this room to be very, very cozy. It's much less studious than the room in the OG, and I just kind of like all this clutter that's around. It just makes me feel like I have options or something, you know? Yeah, I just think this room is really cozy, and it feels like there's a top bunk up here where you can just like take a nap if you wanted to, if you want to climb up that ladder. And there's only one candle in this room, but it lights the entire space up very well. Yeah, and if you want to huff gasoline, you can do that too. Is it kerosene? I think it's kerosene, right? I think what my pyromaniac family member taught me was you should burn stuff with kerosene because it doesn't explode. But yeah, I just love this little cozy nook over here. I will admit that the chair is kind of small and maybe uncomfortable, but I don't know, man. I just like this room. It's just so small and quaint and adorable and cozy, and this would make an excellent room to chill, but also just a tiny little bedroom if you want that too. And I don't even mind the cobwebs that much. I think that just adds to its charm. So maybe you disagree with me here, but I think this room is cozy enough to barely clinch our number 10 spot. And coming in at number 9, we have the East Wing Stairway. So this room has a lot going on to it, and I think most of it's good. It has so many different light sources. Like, you have 2 different lights in the hallway, you have this kind of standard lamp up here, and you have the lighting from the chandelier down here. And you have a lighting from whatever this dumbass lamp is. Actually, I don't know if I like all those different light sources, but it does give the room variety, which I think is cool. And all of these lights kind of combine pretty nicely, especially on this wall right here. The carpet is okay. I do wish there was less of it. I think there's too much carpet, especially downstairs. If you're gonna lay carpet down, at least cover like everything. Like, why is this bare? It doesn't make sense. And another really nice feature of this room is the open window. I think it gives a nice breeze kind of coming through this dusty staircase. And the staircase itself is really hefty and really nicely well put together. The railing is way too big. What kind of giant hand needs to hold that? What I don't like about this staircase are these paintings. It's just the definition of clutter. Like, the pictures upstairs are nice of all these poor women suffering. Like this one right here, a picture of a woman being menaced. What the f, man? They can't catch a break. So, I don't know. Like, I wish the paintings were spaced out better. Like, if you've ever taken an art class, you learn about negative space. And I feel very negatively about this negative space. Like, come on, man. At least put one more picture up here so it's more balanced. But other than these paintings, I really love this room overall. I love traversing through the corridor part, and I love going down these hefty stairs, and I love this bottom part a lot. It's just very comforting. This camera angle is really cool. Yeah, and I think they really did this room justice in the remake, so that's why it's going at number 9. Moving on. And coming in at number 8, we have the outside boiler. To me, this is low-key one of the chillest rooms in the entire game. Just look at how lush all these weeds are. It's just so awesome. Yeah, the view of the outside is so nice. The detail on these leaves are amazing. I love this cobblestone. Is that cobblestone? Whatever kind of stone path this is, I really like it. And even this door looks so unique, right? Yeah, look at that little pattern right there. You don't see that every day, unless you work at a door store. It is a bit overgrown, like I can imagine getting mosquito bites out here, but if you hang out near this kerosene, maybe they won't bother you. I don't know, this is just such a nice place to get away, and it's so relaxing without those barking dogs here. I am definitely a cat person. Are there any zombie cats in Resident Evil? That's a genuine question. I'm not fishing for engagement. I want to know, damn it. Are there cats in Resident Evil? Type 1. Or you can just type yes, that also works. These gates seem kind of sharp. It's not very welcoming to people coming in who want to hang out, but yeah, again, this is just one of those underrated, relaxing kind of getaway rooms where you can take a minute to chill. One of the things that holds this room back is the lack of chairs or anything to sit on. In order to enjoy this outside ambiance, it would be really nice to have something to sit on. Otherwise, you just have to lean against this boiler here. And it's not too big, not too small. Maybe the scenery gives it a little more points than it should have, but to me, I really love this outside room, and that's why I'm putting it at number 8. And at number 7, we have the small library, and this room is really cozy. You can smell the lacquer finish like as soon as you walk in here. And I think this is one of the only rooms in the entire game that have 2 lamps that make sense. They're not just a bunch of random wattage and types of bulbs and stuff. And what are those things that go on top of lamps? Lampshades, yeah. All the lampshades are cohesive. This is a very adult room. Like if I stumbled in here as a kid, I would be very intimidated. I feel like you have to smoke cigars and drink whiskey to chill in here. It's like that kind of office, but it's also very hipstery with this gramophone or whatever. I guess you could replace that with a vinyl player. The bookshelves are very comforting, and I'm a huge fan of this desk right here. I love this rocking chair. This nook over here is so awesome to me. Like, I'm not a chess person, I'm not smart enough to play those kind of games, but you can pretend that you're smart and do whatever you want on this desk. And there's also a little plate you can have cheese and crackers and grapes on. That's just awesome. So this is just your own private pseudo-intellectual corner. The carpet feels nice. This dresser is awesome. I'm not the biggest fan of the shape of this desk. It feels like it kind of belongs in an office and not your home. It's just too circular. I don't know. I don't like circles. Like things to be even and square, you know? I do like the fact that this door is a one-way door. So when you're just chilling here, actually, it makes more sense that this door should be the one-way door, because if you're just at your study, you want to be able to see people coming in from here, and especially if you're in your private little cheese and cracker corner. You're just trying to enjoy your motherfucking cheese and crackers. It's just like, Jill, what the hell are you doing? We got to escape. It's like, I can't enjoy my what are those little sausages called? Yeah, my cocktail sausages. Get the fuck out of here, Barry. You don't know how to live. What is this little cannon? Oh my god. Those parasites are still in my brain. This lampshade is out of control. I swear to God, I've had lampshades like that before in my life. They are very sharp if you touch those corners there. I'm kind of scared of this cannon, I'm not going to lie. I don't want it to shoot my cheese and crackers. all this. You know what? Like, you know what you could do if you were like an engineer, like a Mythbusters kind of engineer? You could put your grapes. Oh my god. My brain just exploded with an idea. Okay, so let's say you have cheese and crackers here, but you're like, where are the grapes? You load those grapes inside this cannon over here and shoot them onto your cracker plate. That's a sick idea. Anyway, I bet this room smells really nice, actually. Like, it smells like a bit musty from old cigar smoke, but also kind of has that lacquer shoe polish kind of smell. So yeah, this room might be too grown up for me. But I like it nonetheless. It just makes me feel comfortable. So we're putting the small library at number 7. And you already know this room is making it into the top 10. At number 6, we have the East Wing storeroom. And it just occurred to me that a lot of these rooms in the top 10 are part of the East Wing. So the East Wing part of this game really shines. The West Wing needs to step it up with their bullshit ass rooms. But I just love the quaintness of this room. Even though it is like a storeroom and it does have a bunch of kind of random stuff, I like all the stuff in this room. Like this little box behind these bigger crates over here. I love the kerosene. The table holding this typewriter is amazing. But yeah, I love tools. Like, look at this Fisher-Price tool. Yeah, this toolbox is so cool. But yeah, I love all the tools in here. I love the ladder. I love the upper shelf up here. I'm not tall enough to like reach that, but if I was a cat, I would smack at those strings right here. 100%. And the star of the show in this room, 100%, is this lamp. It's just so... it's literally the perfect lighting. Like, look at the shadow that it casts up onto the upper shelf and behind the boxes. It's just so awesome. And it's just one of those rooms that, I don't know, it's like minimalist, but it's perfect. Like, it's the perfect hideaway in the mansion. This room is like the definition of less is more, and that you can have a really small space be so impactful. Everything in this room just makes me feel good. So that's why I'm putting it at number 6. At number 5, we have the main hall. And you can tell the developers put a lot of time into this room because it is one of the most iconic rooms, probably the most iconic room in the mansion, right? It's the main hall, literally the main, room and shit. But yeah, this is just a huge improvement over the original in every single possible way. This is one of the biggest and one of the best rooms in the entire game. It has candles for literal days. I'm just noticing candles that I didn't even notice until now. Yeah, the lighting in this room is amazing. The lights reflecting off this well-polished floor is awesome. Another really nice feature of this mansion is that it can wrap around in 2 different ways, right? You can go this way now. And I love all these little nooks that they added here. Like, you can just hang on over the railing here. Look at this cool painting. Painting is dried and cracked. What about this painting? An oil painting. It's been well preserved, and the people in it are still vividly depicted. Wait, why is this painting well preserved and this one's like cracked? Is the humidity in this side of the mansion like really bad or something? Yeah, but I love the addition of all these lights, all these interesting paintings. I think the color of the carpet is perfect. And it just has like everything you want, you know, you have these wide open spaces down in the main part of the hall here with all these nice pillars you can navigate around. And you have this nice new addition of the Lisa Trevor here. Yeah, this room is just amazingly well thought out. It's like one of the most thoughtful rooms in the mansion. And having this room combined into the downstairs and upstairs is huge. In the original game, it was 2 separate rooms. And you even have an oil painting embedded in this door right here, and that's just awesome. Yeah, this room is like the perfect central hub to take you to other parts of the mansion. Like, it doesn't feel like a room that just leads to other rooms. Like, the room itself is just so pleasant to be in. And I'm recording this video without the background music, and it really does give the game a kind of new dimension. the way the thunder crashes and the lightning flashes through the window, it just is really heightened. It's like, I recommend everybody play the game without the background music at least once. It is a very new experience. The only thing lacking in this room are the places to sit, but it really isn't like a sitting kind of room, you know? But anyway, it's the main hall, right? It needs to be in the top 5, so it goes at number 5 in our list. And at number 4, we have the outside balcony. This room has the best outside view by far. It's just so chill and secluded. It's right on the edge of the mansion. And there's just so much vegetation like outside in the Arklay Mountains. And these hanging plants are such a nice touch. Like, it's just really thoughtful. It is very weathered out here, but in a good way, right? And this stained glass window is such a nice touch to this outside space. I love the railing out here. It doesn't seem as imposing as the outside boiler. And it even has the same door as the outside boiler. That's awesome. It would be nice if you had tables and chairs here. Otherwise, this empty space is kind of underutilized. Yeah, man, but look at the outside woods area and the moonlight shining through the trees. That is just an unbeatable view. Yeah, I could just stay out here for so long. Like, it has this wide open space right here, but it also has narrow spaces if you want to be more enclosed. It has windows you can peek through to say hi to your friends. It doesn't have any chairs, like anywhere, I guess, but I don't think you need it. You can just sit on these little stairs right here. And even though your butt might get a little wet and muddy, I think it's well worth it. So, because this room's view is so amazing, and it's a new addition to Remake, I have to put the outside balcony really high at number 4. And number 3 goes to the courtyard study. I didn't think they could improve on this room from the original, but to me, they absolutely nailed this room. This is such a cozy office. Like, look at this little space. This is perfect. You have your old school telephone, all your books you can read through and fall asleep on this chair. And the window in this room is open, so it gives you the perfect amount of outside and inside vibes. And this room is admittedly not very spacious, but it doesn't need to be. It's just perfect the way it is. Even the pictures for once look halfway decent. They don't look like an old random bunch of shit. This looks like an actual office somebody would use, right? Yeah, this room is so quaint and well put together and so nice and cozy and small. You could just reach anything in this room just from this chair. Like, you can sit in this chair and just reach for a book or reach for your telephone. Oh yeah, and this lamp here might be the best feature of all. Oh my gosh, look at how that room shines. I think my my cortisol levels are dropping just looking at this room. I don't know, I love it. Like, I'm not a huge potted plant person, but just having that one plant really adds a lot to this space. You have a bunch of knickknacks on the table, like that deer and this tiny little globe. Look at this little globe. Can you even spin that? I'd be afraid to break it. Oh man, and all the quality of these cabinets right here are just amazing. Like, this feels fancy. Like, you couldn't find this in IKEA. These aren't your IKEA cabinets for sure. The chair really isn't my style, but it looks really comfortable. And it looks like someone was finishing their cappuccino and smoking cigarettes up here. I do drink coffee, I don't smoke, but that sounds... this room makes me want to start smoking, honestly. I just love everything about this room. I love how cozy it is. Again, I wish there was a bed in here so you could really relax, but for an office, this is a perfect space. So it belongs at number 3. And at number 2, of course, we have the mansion drug room. This is the definition of a cozy room. It's such a comforting space. Like, even in the original, this room was amazing. I think all the details they added to this space are perfect. This drug shelf just looks so cool and old school to me. A well-used bed. Yeah, it looks really comfortable. I want to use it even more. And you even have... This is like another deathbed thing where someone can just watch you as you take your last breath and like rifle through your pockets as you're dead. Yeah, but I love this desk over here. It does kind of have a funky lamp. Like, that doesn't belong here. It should be like more of a traditional lamp. But yeah, the desk itself is so nice. Like, look at all this ink. You have ink for days. You could write whatever you want, type whatever you want. And you even have this, oh my god, and the wood trim. This tall wood trim around the entire room is perfect for putting up little notes to yourself. That's incredible. This shelf is full of pills. Hell yeah. This room is amazing. Yeah, I just love the look of the medicine cabinets. It just has that really antique, but also like inviting kind of look to it. The floor has that perfect wood pattern. The wood paneling going around the room is great. The look of the wall behind the paneling is really cool to me. I know it's old, but I kind of like it. Just having access to any drug you want on hand is just amazing. If you get a headache from typing too much, you can reach over here and get a Tylenol. That's convenient. Yeah, but something about this desk layout with the bed is like the perfect trifecta. Like this square room with this desk and this bed, I would actually arrange my room in this manner. But yeah, the lighting is perfect. The look of the room is perfect. The color palette of this room is amazing. And yeah, it just makes me want to chill in here. Like I would legitimately, I would want to visit this room in real life. It's just the definition of a cozy chilling space. So that's why this room, of course, ranks so high. But there is one more room, believe it or not, that is even more cozy than the mansion drug room. And that room is none other than the resting room. And this room is the coziest room in the game, hands down. It's not even close. Like a fireplace and thunderstorms through this window, get out of here. There's no room that can touch this room. This room just has the perfect ambiance to chill. The fireplace is so amazing. The light coming from the window when it flashes lightning is perfect. The wallpaper is ugly, but I don't even care. That's how cozy this room is, right? The room is tidy, but not too neat. Like you have stuff kind of falling on the ground here, like these books. Yeah, but the carpet layout is so thoughtful. Like you have this carpet right here, and right before you get past this kind of burlap sack material, there's like hardwood floor right before the fireplace, if you can see. It's just such a nice touch. It's such a nice detail. And with all the wine on this shelf, this room is just asking you to have a good time. It's just inviting you to chill. Like you have a couch right here. Oh my god, it just occurred to me that whoever was right here was just chilling, having a glass of wine, reading Anna Karenina. Yeah, the couch is comfy. This chair looks pretty comfy, but I would just sit on the floor right here and look at the fire. And there's a reason that this room is featured in all the relaxing Resident Evil music videos. Like, it's true, this room has the perfect vibes for relaxing. The lighting is perfect, the wood finish across the door is perfect, the wood paneling across this room is really well done. It just has literally everything you could ask for in a room. And what really seals the deal is this fireplace. It just has the perfect vibes to relax, and it lives up to its name as the resting room. And that is every room ranked in Resident Evil Remake. And my voice is about to give out, so I'm glad it's over. Holy shit, that was a lot of rooms, huh? But I hope you enjoyed strolling through the mansion with me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.
This town is full of monsters. How can you sit there and eat